We got the block all prepped, it's nice and clean. Actually, this engine wasn't that bad. It was fairly clean inside for being an older style engine. Wasn't really forged up or nothing. It ran good. It just had low oil pressure. So the adjustment bung up here was cranked all the way in. She was bottomed out. So it was time to do the bottom end main and rod bearings. These engines, the cam bearings aren't pressure lubricated, so they don't affect oil pressure. So the cam bearings were pretty good yet. They had some rough spots on the top side. There was some stalling going on the top side of the cam bearing, but I took some there's a piece of that emery cloth here. I think this is I think it's 800 grit. It's equivalent to. Took some of that and just smoothed them up a little bit. And the cam turns nice. You got her all assembly lubed up. It turns nice and turns good. So on these engines on the side here with the side of the camshaft here where the push rods run up, there is actually where your cam bearings are in the block, there's a 3-inch V built in here, and all your oil runs back down from your valve train down there, and it fills those V's up, which is basically like an oil trough, and that's what lubes your cam bearing. So the cam bearings are just gravity lubricated. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cam bushings. So
on a diesel, wouldn't the cam this would be up here?
nope. No, cams are in the same spot on the diesel.
Like,
It's the same camshaft as the 6-cylinder diesel in this engine.
so like on your 50 diesel, it would be exactly.
When you got these in a diesel with the Buda engine, basically everything's the same except for they drive a frost plug into where the distributor goes. Your fuel pump runs off the cam gear instead of the governor, and the cylinder head's different because the cylinder head has energy cells casted into it, and then your injector goes in the side of the head into the energy cell.
And on these, didn't they use like diesel pistons and they
Yeah, they're higher compression piston. They're a dome piston.
and then they grind it off the dome?
Basically, yeah, they just added a dome onto the gas pistons and called it a diesel engine. They weren't really the best diesel. They're pretty light, but for this size of tractor, I mean, they're good enough. So
Even on the gases, they have.
the only problem with the diesels in this version on the Budas were the cylinder head castings were pretty light, and they like to crack. Nowadays, you're not going to find a head that isn't cracked. Basically, if it leaks coolant, all you can do is you have to pressurize the head, fill it with soapy water. You bolt the head down to a flat surface and seal it. Any machine shop can do it, but basically what they do is they'll bolt the cylinder head to a flat surface. They'll put a plate on the thermostat housing. You pressure the head up and basically watch for bubbles. So
On a gas, would they have like a diesel piston and they would just grind off the dome and put it in a gas engine?
no, diesel pistons are different. They had a dome on them. The gas ones are just flat tops. But that's the problem with the diesels in the Butas is they crack cylinder heads. You won't find a head that doesn't have cracks. And if you did, buy a lottery ticket. Because you got the same chance of winning the lottery. So basically, if you're rebuilding one of these diesels, like the 6BD 230 or 273, be the 6BD 273. You just pick the lesser of the evil one, the least amount of cracks and the least amount of leaks, and you send it, because you're not going to find them. The worst part of where they crack is between the valve and the energy cell port, where the fire actually goes into the cylinder. That's where they crack. And it doesn't cause any leaks. It's just going to have a crack. There's no way around it. But the part that causes the problem is in the combustion chamber by the valves. If that cracks, that's where you get your coolant leak. So you'd have to get it welded at a machine shop or stitched or whatever. But I mean, sometimes they're in a place where you can't fix them, the cracks, so you just, the only thing you can do is throw some bars stop leak in it, and when that quits working, throw some more. My 50 diesel has cracks, it blows coolant out.
So what are we going to do with your 50 diesel after we get this done?
I'm going to pull the motor up, do the clutch. The clutch is gone to hell. That tractor's been abused. I've put it through its paces. That 50 diesel has done things that 50 diesel shouldn't do. Let's just put it that way. What else? Pull 65 feet of tying harrows. And that's the job of a bigger tractor, like a 100-horse tractor. But I got that 50 turned up though. Like, it's not putting out. One, it runs 1850. It's not running. These ran 1650. That 50 diesel wide open is running 1850. It's sped up. I opened it up a little bit for RPM, and then when I had the pump off and I did the pump, they gave it a little more fuel, and I advanced the timing 2 degrees because I was told that by a Cockshut mechanic that worked for Cockshut in Regina, and he was saying the 570 Supers, the standard 570s, and the 50 diesels, he said with the PSB pumps, he said you always timed them 2 degrees more than what the book said. And they had a lot more power. It did. It improved the power drastically. So because it had the power, it pulled it, and yeah. So it got abused. So the clutch is kind of in bad shape. I should have did the clutch when I did the bottom end of it, but I needed the tractor, and it was coming to this point in time of year, and I wanted it done, so we just
did it.
We sent the clutch back in, and I got 10 more years out of it. Westrans did the clutch in this. It's in the box right here. This is the clutch. It was $180 to get it done. So there's a pressure plate, all new springs. They re-riveted new lining onto it, onto the old hub, and it took them 3 days to overhaul that and ship it there. I've always had best luck with Westrans. with my clutches. Never had one give trouble. I've never even had to really adjust one. I've checked them because you can adjust the fingers, and every time they do a clutch for me, it's perfect. So I've never really had trouble with it. They do a fantastic job, as you can see. It's nice and clean. They paint everything up, like the clutch disc. They throw some black primer on it or whatever. And I don't know. They're fast. You get Grandpa put that in on Monday morning, and Wednesday at noon, Carlos was phoning and saying that he had it ready and it's good to go. So, and Dad even told him, or Grandpa told him, there's not really any rush for it. So it is what it is. But they got her done. She's good to go. She's done. She's ready to roar. And
then after the 50 diesel, we'll do my tractor.
well, I got to do that 560. I want to get the fuel pump done at 560, and then we can press around with your tractor. We can pull the engine out. And your tractor, I think we'll just roll in some bearings
And some rings.
I think the bottom end is in pretty good shape on yours, because it's got, actually, it has good oil pressure. And the adjustment bung is flush with the nut, so it's got a lot of adjustment yet. But I think what the problem is with your tractor is
the rings are...
the piston rings are stuck, so we need new rings. And then, which I'm going to order 2 kits for this, because now Hastings makes them in a 4-cylinder kit. So to do an inline 6, you got to buy 2 4-cylinder kits. So then you got 2 cylinders left over. So I'm going to buy a 3rd kit, and then that'll give me one extra engine if yours has the 3.5-inch bore. Because this engine was rebuilt in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, and they put M&W sleeve and pistons in it, so they're an aftermarket piston, aftermarket sleeve. They're a little more of a performance kind of deal.
Yeah.
But with the 3.5-inch bore, you gain a little more power. And that's why I think this one had a little more power than what it usually had. 'Cause it pulls good, this old girl. She's got some oomph to her. In 2nd gear, you can't stop it. In 3rd gear, you can power it out, but you spin out and power out at the same time. She's pretty balanced in 3rd.
Can we take the camshaft out now?
Yeah, I'll slip this guy out.
So how would you take it out? Would you have to...
Very carefully. The camshaft, you gotta basically guide all the load through the bushings, but you don't want to touch the bushings. If you can, do that, because then you run the risk of scraping a babbitt or screwing up a bearing, and then you're up poop creek without a paddle. So we'll just carefully slip it out. And oh yeah, I put these bolts in here. And on these Budas, if anybody's watching, this bolt here is a special bolt. Oops. That's what you call a banjo bolt. So it's got a hole in it. So your oil pressure blows in through here, and it hits the timing cover and splashes around, and that's what lubricates your gear train. So if you want to know an experienced mistake when we did the 30 motor, I had to pull the 30 motor all apart because of this little bolt. And what happened was I put it in the wrong spot. So I put it over here, and this bolt is just a smidgen
Too small.
longer. So if you put this bolt in here, in that hole, you will pinch the oil pressure bung in here, the poppet for the oil pressure, and it'll lock it closed. So when you start the engine, this oil pressure valve will not go over relief, and you'll have about 400 pounds of oil pressure, which is catastrophic, because, well, you can break the crankshaft. But anyways, when I started the 30, I think I pulled this plug out here. I pulled one of these plugs out and I threaded in Grandpa's big fancy gauge, and it hit 350 psi, and then I just ripped the wire off the distributor to shut it off, because I didn't want it breaking the crankshaft. So that's a good learning curve. This is where she's going to drop. So we'll set it on that load here. Grab more crankshaft here. It's kind of tricky to balance everything here. Come through. See. Okay, we're on the bushing here. On that bushing. Well, I got the ring gear off the flywheel here. This guy's all apart. I gotta take the PTO pilot bearing out, and we gotta take that PTO spline hub out. It looks good on this side, but the teeth are actually wore right out. But this piece here is a softer metal than what the PTO shaft in the tractor is.
What kind
So
of?
that way it wears that piece out and not the spline. The spline's not the best of shape on the tractor, but you won't get one any better than what's in there. So they don't make that PTO shaft anymore, and the only way to do it is weld it back up.
And then grind
Take
it
it out,
down.
weld it up, and then or get a machine shop to weld it up and then grind or cut new splines on it. But I'm not.
Made of money.
When it strips the PTO shaft, I'll burn that bridge when I get there. So, but it probably won't do it in my lifetime. We don't really use. I use the PTO quite a bit on this tractor, but the most it runs is the sickle mower for hay, which is a 9-foot mower, and it takes 8 horsepower to run it. So I'm not too worried about it. I know a couple of guys on the Hawk Shop page on Facebook were pretty concerned about it being pretty warm, but it is what it is. So I'm not concerned about it. Right here, that's the old one. You can see the teeth are. There's nothing left here. I don't know if you can see that in the crappy light in here, but there's only probably 3/16 of teeth left. And this has been reversed. You can flip these around. So if you flip them around, they'll run the other way. Somebody's reversed it already, but you can see it starts here, it starts there, and then it starts here. So 6 cylinders will start in 3 spots all the time. There's 1, 2, 3, like a triangle. 4 cylinders will start in 2 spots, and V8s you'll find will have 4 spots wore. Usually they're in a square, but this has been reversed already once, so it's garbage. She's gonna go in the scrapyard, and I got a new one in the box up here. She's brand new.
In the pizza box?
Yeah. So what you do is you heat that gear up, and I'll probably throw the flywheel alongside overnight.
Why?
Get it as cold as you can, and it'll shrink.
Oh.
When I did the 30, I put it in the deep freeze, froze it, and then I put the ring gear in Mom's oven. Don't tell her that. Not your mom, my mom, Jen. I put it in her oven and then walked outside and I torched it some more with the torch, and then dropped it on. But I'm just gonna heat it up with the torch. And then we're gonna get the seal on it here. We're gonna drive this seal out somehow without buggering it. This is just pot metal. This piece here. I don't know if my vice will go deep enough to put that in.
We took the camshaft out in the last video.
So the big reason why we pulled this tractor apart
Is because we needed to cut grass in the city.
well, no, it had low oil pressure. It ran great. It starts at wintertime. You don't even have to plug it in. You can go 35 below zero and just pull the choke and hit the key, and then it'll fire right up. But it had low oil pressure. 30 weight oil. It had 0 when it was hot. I put 2050 in it last summer to get through, to get by, and it had about 5 pounds of pressure with 2050. So the rod bearings are right here. I know we didn't do a video of the, so this is the upper half. These are upper half bearings. So you can see the copper showing. Your upper half is always the side that wears more, because that's the side doing the pushing on your rod. And there's a lot of copper showing on there. So these are 10. They're marked on there. Some of them, they had black writing on them. They're like a paint marker. They were 10. Yeah, right there. They're 10 undersize. So we took the crank in, got it turned. It had a 4/1000th bend in it, which is normal. The crankshafts bend. So when they grind the crank, they grind that bend back out so it's straight. So they ground it 20 and 20. It's 20 on the rods, 20 on the mains now. And the crank's in the corner over there ready to go, all wrapped up. So that's good to go. Now we're just waiting on parts to come, and I'm hoping we can get it put together in one day.
Yeah, and if you live in Regina,
I have pretty much all the pieces cleaned and prepped. Like the block is all, I honed the block. The only reason why I took the block right down is I wanted to clean it out real good. And then I thought by doing that, having it that far apart, I'd just throw new rings on the pistons just to freshen it up while we got it that far down. And then, so we honed the cylinders. I scraped all the gaskets, I took it out and put degreaser on it. And a couple cans of just degreaser.
so if you,
This stuff works really good. I don't know if anybody, I got it from Denpal, which is a parts store that I deal with. It's made by Spray 9. It works really good. Like, there was stuck on grease on some parts of that block. I sprayed it on, let it do its thing, and then I sprayed it again, and then I just took the garden hose and rinsed it off, and I had a little scrub brush that I stole from your mother, and it melted it right off, and then I sprayed it down again, rinsed it off, and the block it's like bare paint, and it even took some of the soft spots of the paint off.
so Dad,
And then once we got the block back in, I blew it all down with solvent and blew all the oil galleries out. Cleaned them with an oil gallery brush. The block's clean, ready to go. That box down there is all clean parts, ready to go with the oil pan. My washing bin there is full of parts, so that's all clean. The only thing I have to clean is literally, I gotta touch up that flywheel a little bit. And that back mounting plate. And I gotta clean the rods and pistons. That's it. Everything else is clean, ready to go back together. So that's why I say it should only take a day to get back together.
So if you live in Regina, someplace by where we cut grass, where is it?
Oh, it's I get the CN rail yards in Regina.
Yeah, we go over there every summer. We bring this tractor and my dad's 50 diesel out there every year, and we cut grass for hay for our animals. And if you've seen us there before, we've been doing it for how many years now?
I've been cutting it probably about 5-6 years now.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So yeah, once we start assembling, we can burn another video up and show some assembly, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I got everything washed, ready to go. We're just waiting on parts to come. They should be shipped on Monday or Tuesday.
That's the exhaust manifold. Pistons. Are those the pistons right there?
Yeah.
And the ones up top there?
Yeah.
The one in the cloth there and the one below it?
Well,
Are
the one
those
with the green
pistons?
rag and the ones below it are the pistons for this.
And
The
the-
other pistons are for another motor that I got on the go. That's the rear main seal. Now this piece can be washed. This is an old one. This is actually Chicago rawhide. So it's a leather seal. I don't know.
Is that really old?
Well, the leather seals work good. They kind of... The reason why they use leather is because it swells with oil. But eventually they get glazed off and then they leak. And this one was... It didn't leak terrible, but it leaked. It had a slow leak. But the seal I run in these is a double lip rubber seal. I don't know, they don't leak once you put those in there. They're good. They don't leak after that. But we got to put a speedy sleeve on the flywheel on this surface here. There's a bit of a wear mark here where the seal runs. So I ordered a speedy sleeve. I always speedy sleeve these. Then you got a good good new surface to seal on. And then the crankshaft pulley I got a speedy sleeve for. This is my little parts department here. Yeah, this is the speedy sleeve. So there's the actual speedy sleeve there. So that'll be where your seal runs on, and then this is the tool to install it. You just drive that sucker on there and put some
Lubricant on it?
No, you put some guys will put silicone in there. I don't put silicone. I use sleeve retaining compound. Then it seals it and it holds it on better. And we got a new thermostat for it. I got a new thread-in block heater, so we got rid of the circulating heater. So this one will actually have a block heater again. We got rat hoses, a new fan belt, new spark plugs.
You mean my new spark plugs?
No, yours are right here. New spark plugs for it I picked up. And I ordered a new oil pressure gauge for it because the other one was kind of
Cooked.
well. It never did seat right in the dash. I don't know. It's kind of defective and it sits cockeyed and I don't know. I guess I gotta clean the cylinder head a little more. I'm not doing anything with that. It ran good. The valves are in good shape, so we'll just put it back on, wash it up a little more, and that's that. These are all washed parts in here. Main caps,
Yeah.
belt pulley governor, push rods, rockers.
Oil cap.
Yeah, the fill caps in there. Those are all washed. I basically just gotta
Put them back on and
blow
then
them off and
put them back
kinda
on.
finish, give them a final wipe down. And rocker shaft I pulled all apart. I just put it back together.
And if you've seen us in Regina, you'll see us this year. So
Yeah, we'll be back there hopefully again. So yeah, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe.